Undoubtedly, after the release of Resident Evil 4 Remake and its success, everyone is waiting for news about the next version of Resident Evil. As indicated by leaks and rumors, the next version of Resident Evil will be Resident Evil 9. Among these rumors and leaks, it has been said that the old characters of the Resident Evil series, except for Chris Redfield, will be present in Resident Evil 9. If we take a look at the removed concepts of Resident Evil 8, or the same village, we see that there is a concept of Ada Wong's character in Resident Evil Village that was removed from the original game. The reason for Capcom's decision is not clear. According to many, the reason Capcom did this was because the presence of Ada Wong interfered with the story of the game, and it was like this that Ada Wong saved Ethan in some places, and then the development team saw that this interfered with the story of the game, and they deleted it. As you know, Capcom tried to make a game similar to its best version, Resident Evil 4, with the same story, the same scenario, and there are many similarities between these two versions, which shows that Capcom took the main idea from Resident Evil 4. The reason for Ada Wong's presence is also related to the fact that Ada Wong's character was present in Resident Evil 4 to obtain the Plaga sample, and sometimes saved Leon. Capcom also wanted to return the character of Ada Wong in the same way in Resident Evil Village, and probably the reason for her presence was to get the Megamycete sample and also to save Ethan Winters at some point. It can be said that Capcom removed this concept because Resident Evil Village is not very similar to Resident Evil 4, and instead made Chris Redfield's role more colorful. So it became clear that Capcom wanted to add more old characters except for Chris Redfield from Resident Evil Village, which was not implemented in Resident Evil Village. A rumor that has been said about Resident Evil 9 is that Resident Evil 9 will be much more ambitious and bigger than its previous versions and has been in development for 5 years, so it is not unlikely that Capcom will use the old character of the series in this version. Do not use big. Just as the character of Ada Wong was not present in Resident Evil Village and was not used, she will probably be present in Resident Evil 9, and as it is said in the rumors, another important character will appear briefly and very little in Resident Evil 9. The fact that Ada Wong is also a spy who has a small and secret presence in most versions can prove this. Be careful that Capcom never throws away its own ideas and concepts, but uses them in its next versions and remakes. At the end of Resident Evil Village, we also saw that Ethan's character sacrificed himself and was killed, so it is logical that he will not appear in Resident Evil 9, but it is not unlikely that Capcom will return Ethan Winters in a surprising move and he will appear in Resident Evil 9, but probably very little. Ethan Winters' daughter is also present in Resident Evil 9, but it is not clear whether she is the main character or not, but it was mentioned at the end of Resident Evil Village and her DLC. A lot of leaks have been said about the fact that Jill Valentine will have a colorful presence in Resident Evil 9 alongside Chris Redfield, so Jill's presence in Resident Evil 9 is probably too much. What do you think? In your opinion, what other character can be present in Resident Evil 9? Or what character would you like to return in Resident Evil 9? Thank you very much for being with me until the end of the video. I hope you liked the video. And finally, let me say that all these talks are not definitive and official and we have to wait until Capcom introduces itself, because it is possible that these talks are completely wrong or that some of them may be true about Resident Evil 9. As far as experience has proven, 50% of these leaks are true, and we may see them in Resident Evil 9. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Goodbye.